at some point, I actually have to watch the Blizzard Cup finals because apparently that was a really good CBT. So I have to do that at some point. And one of the spectators is still loading. I'm not sure who it is. So we'll have to sit here and wait. Okay. In the left position. Wait. Forgot to turn off stream. Okay.
Okay. Sorry.
Okay. In the right position, we have Firebat Hero from Northwestern, and in the left position, we have Sick from UIUC. Should be a good game. It's Metalopolis.
Yep. Cross positions meta ZBT is always a good matchup.
Both are doing pretty standard builds. Both are doing pretty standard builds. Sick, if this were not us getting crushed, he probably would be 6-4 because, I mean, that's just my experience of him, because every time that I play him, he seems to like 6-4. So I'm not sure what's up with that. But he's not doing that. I
don't think 6 bulls that much.
He I think is probably going for he's going for a 15 patch, and Firebat Hero is going for just a normal Terran opening, getting his barracks, getting his refinery. He's actually taking the fog refinery, which some people don't know this, but on Metalopolis, one of the gases is fully saturated if you put 4 in it, and not 3. So he's actually taking that one. Actually,
so what percentage do you lose if you only put 3 in it?
I think instead of getting like 112 per minute, you get like 108 or something. It's a really small number.
That's not too bad, but
no. But it's an old thing that they just haven't fixed.
Yeah,
one of those people he says.
The SCP is still moving there.
Yeah. Some interesting banner coming out. The Zog is scouting around. He's gonna lose the drone, but he's gonna see that. I guess he wants us to see if there's an expansion, which there isn't, and he also sees the reactor, which is pretty important. So now he knows that there's probably no really fast tech coming out, though it could be Hellions. Though now there is a command center coming out from Firebat Hero.
Yeah, it's interesting. He pulled SCVs off gas right after collecting enough for that reactor. I'm a little bit interested about what his plan for this build is. I don't think this is a normal opening, at least.
It might be reactor Hellions, but then he would need more gas for the factory.
Yeah.
He's just making a ton of Marines. So I think the idea is he's going to make Marines and pressure with them so he can get this expansion up. That could be. And he manages to misrally a little bit so the Marines don't go out correctly, but it's not a big deal. He can just lower the supply depot. Zogling's all around the map, just scouting for anything that could be going on. There's actually a ton of vision on both players. Firebat Hero is scouting around the main statue to make sure that Sig isn't hiding anything. I don't know why he would be, but he's just there. It's good practice, even if you know that there's probably nothing there.
Yeah, the weird part here is this really fast engineering bay out of Firebat Hero. It's already about 90% done.
So,
apparently for a quick +1, I would guess.
Yeah. He's throwing down bunkers at his natural in preparation for taking it. Though he does have his his second orbital rallied to his. No, just kidding. He's moving it, but he had his orbital rally to his minerals at the main, which is interesting. Though he does move the orbital as soon as it's completed. A couple of Zerglings coming in, and they're going to get intercepted by Marines, but they should be able to run in and see that there is an orbital up. He might be able to cancel the bunker, no, but he does get the SCV. So a decent amount of damage done.
That one Ling got into the base and is actually getting really good scouting. You can see it's the one gas, sees the other barracks with the tech lab.
Yeah. And it's also really annoying because it's really awkward to pull workers to try to kill Lings, but of course it can be done. So he does get it eventually with the Marines.
Yeah. Now one big thing that I noticed here is there's actually only 2 gas for Firebat Hero on the refinery. I believe that's accidental. Unless his build is super precise, and that could throw his build off, because this does seem to be a rather technical build with the fast +1, the fast expo.
Yeah, he has 4 barracks now. One has a tech lab, and 2 of them are coming up. So I think what he's probably trying to do with the Marines kind of moving out is he's going to try to snipe the hatchery, though it's about to get intercepted by Zerglings. I don't think those Zerglings can take on that many Marines at this point. The overlord's going to get sniped, and he's going to be, and Sick is going to be briefly supply blocked, but it shouldn't be a problem. There are actually no, he's supply blocked for the full duration because he didn't have an overlord in his queue. So
and that third hatch is going to have to be canceled.
It's probably going to be canceled. Yeah, it's canceled. Though there was a counter attack going, it's not going to work. There's too much stuff at the natural.
It's a kind of nice build out of Firebat Hero. I haven't seen that before.
And Sick puts down a macro hatch at his natural. And usually as Zerg, you don't want to have to put down a macro hatch so quickly.
Yep.
Though he is making only Zerglings at this point, so it does make sense to have a macro hatch. He would much rather it be at the 3rd base. And there's a 3rd command center coming out from Firebat Hero, who is actually also up on supply, which is interesting. Sick clears out the 3rd base, and he's gonna, he puts down the hatchery there. Firebat Hero sends his Marines home. Sick still has an overlord in the bottom position for some reason.
The number of Marines coming out here from Firebat here is actually pretty scary. He's got 24 Marines on the tower. But Baneling Nest is complete for 6.
So he should be good with that.
He's making 8 Banelings now, I think. Well, 7.
He's also,
but here come the Marines. There's going to be perfectly timed Banelings here, actually. And this one Ling out here is going to be a hero. He's going to see the Marines coming. And he's going to allow him to set up the Banelings really well.
He also, I don't think that Firebat Hero sees the and Bo's almost done. So he was probably going for like landmines, but the Banelings come in and there's just no way. And all of the
nice positioning there out of Firebat Hero though.
Yeah, he
making
was
the most out of his Marines.
He was positioned up against the mineral fields, and he repels that with 3 Marines left, which isn't really that much of a victory. And it gets cleaned up really quickly, which is exactly what you would expect to happen. The Firebat Hero is now up 20. I can't do math. Is now up 5 supply. Okay, because he just made a ton of infestos. But
I really like these infestors out of Sick. I mean, he had a lot of gas. I was worried he was going to put it into mutas and have to try and fight only Marines out of Firebat Hero.
Is killing off the Queen that's dropping creep tumors. He kills 3 creep tumors, which is a big deal, and the Queen has to run back. There's a ton of Marines here. He's making nothing but Marines, actually. So
it's a Marine-only strategy, and this infestor is just going to be.
There are 2 stoplights coming out, and given the number of Marines, I'm going to assume they're probably 4 medevacs.
Yep, I would guess that as well. But these infestors are going to be really good here.
He needs to be able to. And he fungos a group of Marines. Not the best. He fungos another
He
group.
misses kind of one fungal, but
Kind of misses it, but it's
Stim
not that
Marines
bad.
with 1/1 are actually pretty darn good, and that Infestor is gonna die. Another good fungal,
More Infestors
and
coming in.
another one as well. I don't know if he's gonna be able to save this hatch though.
Probably not. There was just
he's
too
using
many.
the Infestors to get the Marines away, and one more Infestor and some Lings.
And if he
gonna
can
be close,
save this
and he gets
hatchery,
it.
he gets the hatchery. So yeah,
Saves it well.
he's
Yeah.
actually not down that much food, but of course, as a Zog, you have to be up food. So this is a problem.
Now the one problem is he doesn't have enough energy for another fungal. He's at 53 energy in a lot of these Infestors.
Yeah.
And
there's a Ghost
the next
Academy
Marine
coming
attack's
down.
coming out.
There's a Ghost Academy coming down.
Oh wow, that's kind of surprising. And more barracks. This is an interesting, mass Marine, but I really like what Six's done with it. He's, he didn't go for the mutas. He seems to have identified the Marine only, and has responded with Infestors for his gas.
He cleans up the Scouting Marine and loses no Zoglings, which is pretty impressive. But I mean, it's not that much of a victory. Those Marines are actually still stemmed, so he needs, and now they don't have stem. What Sick needed to do was engage after Stim had run out, and then he probably wouldn't have lost as many Zoglings.
Well,
but it's
once
not really
he was
that
in
much
close enough to see that Stim was down, I think he just decided to go for it anyway. The great thing is he's been keeping up on upgrades. He's 2-1 right now, while Firebat Heroes, who went for that really fast upgrade thing, is now stuck at 1-1. He's adding another engineering bay, but his other engineering bay, his first engineering bay, hasn't been working for a long time.
The one refinery, it still has two harvesters on it, so that's gonna be a problem. There was a planetary fortress at the third, and it's gonna repel any sort of attacks coming in from that direction. There's also a fourth command center coming down, and I'm gonna assume it's gonna flow to either the gold or the natural at the 6 o'clock. Though there is a hatchery coming down at the Zog's gold, which is probably going to help with the huge number of Zoglings that he's making. Though he needs the higher tech units in order to deal with this huge number of mass Marines. He needs the Banelings, he needs the Infestos and such. And there's a little bit of mismicro in the middle. A second stim coming out from Firebat Hero in order to kill the hatchery.
Yeah, the drop in the main worked really well as a way to allow him to kill that gold.
That drop as well. He killed both the Geizos, which is a big deal as well.
I'm really wondering how long Marine only can work. I mean, Six really well established. A lot of Infestors charge up energy, and these Marines are just starting to feel more and more fragile as the game continues. And the upgrades go more and more in Six's favor. Now there are siege tanks out for Firebat Hero in his natural, but he's still producing almost entirely Marines, 12 Marines at a time.
There's also a Viking out, which I'm gonna assume was him pressing the wrong hotkey, because I'm not sure what the one Viking is for. So
well, maybe it's to hunt overlords.
Yeah.
Where is it right now? It's just sitting on his.
It's just sitting on the natural. I'm not sure what's going on there. Though actually, if he were to use that to hunt overlords, that would really cut down on the 6 map control, because his creep spread really isn't that good at this point.
Yeah, Firebat Hero's actually done a really good job continually denying the front edge of that creep that Sick wants to take around the top right.
If you see that one creep tomb was just sitting there, and there's a patch of creep in between that's slowly fading away, because he killed all of the creep tumors between them. And yes, the one spectator notices. The first tank, 18 minutes in.
Yeah.
So I don't think Six knows about the tanks, so he's going to siege up and he's going to kill all of the Infestos maybe. That would be really bad. And he gets one Infesto and he's can siege the hatchery. So he needs to be able to either engage or but if he engages correctly, those ghosts could get an EMP on all of those Infestos, which could potentially be really bad. A couple of Swarmbites coming in. He EMPs 2 of the Infestos, though that's probably not worth it. He does get great fungos on all of the Marines.
The Infestors get caught.
Yeah. He does get good fungos on all of the Marines.
Actually.
But that was probably an even engagement. He lost a lot of his Infestos, but Firebat Hero lost a lot of his tanks and a lot of his Marines. Though there are 2 more ghosts in the army, and those ghosts can do a lot of damage. The infestors don't really have that much energy, but he EMPs them anyway.